We're about to go racing for the second time in the season for the European Le Mans Series, but there are a huge amount of unknowns here because of the rain, which has started to pour again. And remember that the lead car, number 43, driven by Kuba Śmiechowski, is just about one of the only LMP2s on treaded wet weather tyres. Everybody else is going to be tippy-toeing their way through. There's already a spin for the 22 United Autosports car, joined by another that spun too. And now the difficulty is trying to get back into the race as safely as you can with all the LMP3s and the GTs pouring their way through. Meanwhile, Duncan Cameron takes the lead in GT, and that's not a big surprise because he's on wet weather tyres as well, Graham Goodwin.
Standing water a couple of places. We hadn't noticed a little earlier, but you're right, 2 cars went around. We'll soon say which they were. I think it's the EDEC Sport car. I think that might well be the 28 car that's gone around as well.
Bang on. 28, 22, both descending rapidly on the timing screen. That's Paul Lafargue in EDEC Sport, and it's Manuel Maldonado's United Autosports 22 car.
Meantime, fast starting Torsten Kratz is in amongst the LMP2 Pro-Ams and his number 12 Duqueine. There is a fair amount of spray now on the back straight. If this rain stays for much longer, I don't think they're going to be able to avoid coming in for wet weather tyres. Seeing LMP3 cars going by P2 cars on the straight here.
There's been so much to talk about. I don't think we mentioned during this particular broadcast that we've got the chicanes back for the first time in 8 years. They were last run in 2017, so now an extra overtaking opportunity and a significant reduce in pace.
That's the spin from Francois Perraudot, and absolutely nailed by the number 8 car. Ginetta also picking up a little bit of debris there, and as everybody scatters to try and avoid, so it would be the 4th lap for it. Let's again see, that's the EDEC Sport car, I think, was hit by the United Autosports car. The RLR car in trouble behind it. Then we got to the top of the picture, the number 18 car running very wide.
As now, here comes Kaiser. He's side by side with Śmiechowski to the outside line of Bandor corner. Garlaban is next, and that's a right-hander. So if Kaiser can stay there, there's contact though, and he kept it amazingly just about in the right direction, and with it, gets the race lead. Now, has to be on wet because of the performance of the car.
They're fueling the car.
They can't change time.
So attention.
Was it on wet? They look like yellow sidewalls.
It's wet. Not the same colour codings in the European Le Mans Series as it's wet.
It is. That's blue.
Trouble for the 37, and that's in the wall. So the 37 car in the hands of Alex Malikin. We're now going to be on board with the 37.
Just looped it, lost the rear and into the barrier on the right side.
Oh, it was quite a crunch.
Yeah. Maybe this is a slight change. They're looking gambling on it drying up, and this is maybe a slight difference in the nose between starting the wet and maybe it's going to go dry or.
Ooh, don't get your hand away from there, Sunshine.
Yeah, I think that was miscommunication there.
Duncan Cameron had to stay in.
Yes.
So we have the change in the Mike Wainwright car, so the GR Racing car that's finally happened.
Oh dear.
So straight back in it will go, and that is one tyre they're not going to be able to use again.
And that car is going into the garage, so it's damage to either bodywork or the hub of that car as a result of the wheel departing. That is utter disaster for the unlinked Proton. Oh, trouble for the 28.
And that's in the wall heavily for EDEC Sport.
That's a job for Nutet.
Will absolutely ruin the race for Nielsen Racing. There was another car involved. 34 LMP2 car. That's the green-nosed car from Inter-Europol competition.
This is the wheel being lost from the number 9 car there. Car then runs across the high deck surface, and there is the wheel. It doesn't cross the track, does it? I think it does, you know.
So the 10 car will have to stop shortly. the 47 car with Enzo Fittipaldi at the wheel. How many drivers have they managed to get through so far? Only the 2. So 47 surely going to be back down pit road next time around as well, and that will be to put Manuel Espirito Santo in the car. In fact, they come now.
One quick message, by the way. I'm hearing on output we are talking over Eduardo Freitas. We're not hearing those messages at all, so apologies. We wouldn't do that normally, so apologies if that's a spoiling part of your viewing and listening pleasure. But we're not having those messages through our ears.
This is the Matteo Cairoli number 9 car, which lost a wheel and tyre. Certainly
in the realms of a podium position for them. Could Nielsen be on the podium in both classes? They've had a cracking run today. Made some good strategic calls when the weather got at its worst. In comes the 29 car from the lead LMP2 Pro-Am, also in the 27 Nielsen Racing car, which briefly takes the class lead just in terms of the way the pit stops happen. Into Europol Competitions 43 is on pit lane, as is Louis Delatraz. It's a battle on pit lane now for the glory, the honour, the podium positions in LMP2 Pro-Am. Looking to see just exactly where Marino Sato cycles back to here.
The lead change has happened in LMP3. We were building that one up, but Adrien Clomanil has got ahead of Canton Antonel.
In comes the leader. While you're looking for that, Matthias Joubert with 70 seconds advantage over Filipe Albuquerque, who does need to stop once more. And this could be an Edic Sport stop to take the overall win. Round come the chasing pack. Filipe Albuquerque just a little way ahead. No, it is. He's at the lead of this group, in fact. So it is Nielsen Racing's Filipe Albuquerque ahead of the battle for the lead in LMP2 Pro-Am. Headed still by Matthias Besch. He's a feisty fella, is Matthias. LMP3 traffic, this time up the inside from Louis Delatraz. He takes the place. Neatly done, cleanly done. Still has some traffic to deal with.
I think knowing how stubborn Besch can be, that was the time to do it. Now round the outside of the 31 LMP3.
I think he's got that done, and Besch has now got his mirrors full of the F Corsa car of Mathieu Vazevière. This pair have got a lot of history. Marino Sato will be disappointed he couldn't get his way through there, and now he's under attack from Louis Delatraz. Can he go up the inside? He's got a good line out. I think this might be it. I think Delatraz has got him.
Far better drive off the corner, and to be fair to Marino Sato, he's given him plenty of racing room. He wants to use the toe to maybe repay the favour into Beausset, but the speed is just not there, and that's tyre life. I think I agree with you.
This is the race lead, and the LMP2 leader behind does not look under immediate pressure, but it is going to be about this battle, and that might be enough with the LMP2 car getting involved. Where did Lilou Wadoux lose that half second? Well, Fab Schiller will know. That's where he'll apply the pressure.
Yeah. At the moment, though, she's still taking to the natural racing line. The race leader is into the final sector, in fact, rounding Beausset corner now, but we're quite rightly concentrating on the lead scrap within LMGT3. We'll keep you updated on that through the final sectors. But in this, the 70th race in the European Le Mans Series since it was rebranded in 2013 on a famous Star Wars day, may the 4th be with Edic Sport, who take another victory in the LMP2 category, and this time it is an overall win.
A first ever overall win by a female driver of the European Le Mans Series, and it looks like we're going to get, depending on as home comes CLX Motorsport, for another win. So 2 wins in the LMS, 2 wins in the Michelin Le Mans Cup in 2 races of this current iteration. Could Lilou Wadoux make it 2 female class winners in the same race in the European Le Mans Series? Boy, oh boy, are things changing. Here they come. There's another car involved in this battle. Fab Schiller will not give this one up lightly.
So she's having to maybe react to when that LMP2 car pulls off the corner. In the end, I don't think it affected things too much. There's going to be one more chance at this at Fabian Schiller round the outside, just as we saw Ricardo Pera try it. But you know he's not in the right position. So what's the draft light of the final corner? It's going to be a drag race between the mid-engine Ferrari, the front-engine Mercedes, but Lilu Wadu will make it another female runner on a podium, one on the overall for EDEX Sport, one in a class victory for LM GT3. There's Jamie Chadwick with a big smile on her face. She clenches her fist, and it's Lilu Wadu as part of the 50 lineup, joined by Custodio Toledo, who drove spectacularly well in his opening couple of stints. Riccardo Agostini, I can't remember mentioning him too much. He's the gold and theoretically the quickest, but it was all about who started and finished that number 50 car. They come home with victory.
TDS Racing complete the LMP2 Pro-Am podium behind Nielsen Racing's 24 and the Aerobyte TF99 Spike the Dragon car. So they complete that. And there's the overall classification. 107 laps completed eventually. Less than 2 seconds the gap between the 18 EDEX Sport and the 27 Nielsen Racing, our winner in LMP2 Pro-Am. And after that, mixed bag of Pro-Am and Pro cars down through the order that gifted out to us by those change of conditions and all sorts of shenanigans. It's a win for CLX Motorsports in LMP3. The number 17 car ahead of the M Racing Ligier 1-2-3, with Your International finishing third, and that fantastic finish in LMGT3. Richard Mille AF Corsa's 50 car ahead of the Iron Lynx AMG number 63 and the 86 from GR Racing. Down towards the bottom, and there's a number of bad news stories for a number of crews. It was eventually 37 finishers from the 44 starters, with a variety of incidents, some of which you saw, some of which you did not. The late retirement of the Corvette, the last of the not classified cars there.